Hey guys, what's up? It's been a while since we've done a podcast. I've got Bandile on today, guys. So looking forward to it. And Bandile is going to give us a little bit of a background on himself. I believe I've seen you on the Top Trader South Africa podcast as well, if I'm not mistaken, Bandile. That was a while back. I don't know, somewhere along the line. I've seen it.
Yeah, they interviewed me. Yeah, it's all on YouTube.
Shot, man. So, guys, I'm going to give Bandile quickly an opportunity just to introduce himself and his business and what they do. And then we're going to get straight into the podcast for today.
Always. Good day, guys. Welcome to the podcast. I hope you guys will enjoy the podcast. My name is obviously Bandile. Most of you guys know, right? Bandile Traders, actually, that's how I'm formally known, right? So basically, I'm a young forex trader from Durban, 20 years old. Currently now staying in Joburg, though. Recently moved out of Durban to come hustle and push in Joburg, So yeah, just forex trading. I'm alone in my company, provide signals, mentorship, also working on tours and all that.
Sweet, man. Bandile, most probably a question you get asked predominantly is when did you start? Obviously 20 years old. When did this journey for you trading forex start?
It started when I was 17, young, grade 11. It started after failing grade 10, So when I failed grade 10, I'm like, I need to do something, because I realized that I'm not too good in the schooling department, So I knew that I had to do something on the side, So then found out about forex trading, invested my time, looked for a mentor. It wasn't easy, but then paid off, still paying off right now.
Who was your, if I might ask, where did you start, or who was your first mentor that basically kicked you off on this journey? Because everybody predominantly has got 3 or 5 mentors. It usually takes a few bad ones to find a good one. Where did you start off with your journey?
So me, I started with leadership, right? Leadership is my only mentor, also known as Ashes, right? So I found him on Instagram. I was inspired by him. I was also seeing what he's doing for others. So I'm his student results, also could see what he's doing for himself, So I'm okay, I'm inspired by this guy, and I could see that he's actually driven, So luckily me, I didn't go through that experience of experiencing bad mentors, So I saved a lot of money. So yeah, he taught me. It was 2019, Feb. I actually missed school. No, I didn't miss school. I left school early. I remember my mom came. She had to lie for me at the receptionist, saying that I have a dentist appointment. And then I went to the class. It was a one-on-one. So yeah.
Sweet, man. And obviously your style of trading is purely price action. Is it classical price patterns? What is the base of your strategy contain?
Yeah, basically, I'm a full-on technical trader. I don't look at any fundamentals, I don't even know how to read those fundamentals. I just deal with the charts, It's me and the charts. I literally trade what I see, price action, trend lines, all that,
And in terms of instruments, most probably NASDAQ. I don't know why, but NASDAQ is most probably the most traded ticker in SA. Most probably due to the volatility and the movements on it. But what do you focus on NASDAQ?
Yeah, so when I first started trading, I didn't actually focus on indices, right? Like NASDAQ, US30. I actually focused on the currency pairs, right? Because one thing leadership told me is that in order to determine how skillful you are as a trader, you need to master currencies, you see. So it was back in 2019, so NASDAQ and all that wasn't as popular, So I actually wasn't feeling the pressure to actually now trade those things, right? So I started with currencies. My favorite currency pairs was NZD USD, AUD USD, GBP USD, GBP JPY, and Euro GBP, right? And then only maybe a year or two later, just recently, last year, that's when I actually started trading indices, NASDAQ, US30. So NASDAQ was my go-to instrument. I was loving it, killing it. Obviously, it took time for me to actually master it. Because, you know, nothing actually like comes easy, you know, so you have to like actually invest and like learn to understand it. But then right now, I'd say today, my favorites is US 30. I don't really trade NASDAQ that much anymore. US 30 is definitely my favorite due to the volatility, and also like it respects my technical analysis, you see.
Yeah, I must say US 30 for me as well moves a lot cleaner than NASDAQ. I feel like on NASDAQ, there's a lot of liquidity grabbing. So even though it ends up going in your direction, usually swipes liquidity quite a few times before it moves. Where US 30 moves a lot cleaner. There are instances where myself as well, where I would rather take a NASDAQ trade than a US 30 trade. But for the most part, US 30 does move a lot cleaner than NASDAQ, definitely. And also, especially now with this stock route we're going through, I think there's a lot of volatility up ahead for NASDAQ. I don't think it's going to be as clean. I think you'll see a lot of traders will make money, but the majority they're gonna see what it is to trade during a bear market. They're gonna cut their teeth on NASDAQ for the coming months because it's not easy. I would definitely say the last 2-3 months in the markets have been a lot more tricky.
Generally the same.
It's easy to establish a daily bias, but how can I say, the internal structures to trade have been really, really tricky. Some days I've been sitting on my hands, not taking one trade because there's nothing that really has got my full conviction in terms of the trade. Bandile, another question I want to ask is, why do you think the majority of traders fail? We obviously all know the stat, and this is an interesting question I usually like to ask fellow traders. Why do you think 90% of traders fail? And I think that number is actually higher in South Africa. And I'll give you my idea of why SA traders fail so badly. But what would you say is considered the main aching point in terms of traders failing and not making it?
The main reason why traders fail, I believe, is because like most people come into forex thinking that it's a get rich quick scheme, you know, when honestly speaking, it isn't. You know, there's no such thing as like get rich quick scheme. You know, they say easy come, easy go, you know. So like now in trading, like there's like, it's impossible. Like, I mean, if it was a get rich quick scheme, then everyone would have been like rich by now. We'd all be driving Lambos, you know what I mean? So that's the first factor, you know. And then the second, like just basically traders rushing to make money instead of actually rushing, like investing in the knowledge, you know. Like most, like I get people ask me, Bandile, can I make 20K from 2K just like you? Like it's not like that. Like you need to first invest and understand something. Once you understand something, then you'll know how it works and you can actually, you know, kill it, you know. So trading wise, you need to actually invest in the knowledge, you know. My slogan for my company is knowledge is power, you know. Once you have the skill, then are you extremely powerful. So most traders should actually focus on investing in the skill than actually rushing to make money, you know.
I definitely agree. Also, what I've seen is guys tend to jump between strategies. And years ago, I watched a podcast of a guy that's got a very successful prop firm. And back in the day, you could go to a prop firm and say, look, I've got a little bit of skill, I've got some capital. I want to trade on your floor. And the guy said the majority of the traders that came in there failed. And then he went deeper to see what the successful guys did. And the one thing that stood out for me, he said the successful guys have the most simple strategy, the most easy to use. And all they do is they look for that one single setup day in, day out, because it's repeatable, it's scalable. They're not jumping around between 20 strategies, trying to miss out on this or that. Simple. And that is also what I tell guys. If you're going to trade a strategy, trade one strategy. Give yourself enough room, at least say 3 to 6 months, build up a sample size, and then you can make a verdict and say, guys, this is a terrible strategy. I'm not going to trade it, or I am going to trade it. And also, I would say the IG lifestyle that some of the traders out there market, and
true.
and going full margin on trades. Because remember, guys, there's two ways to go about this. Some guys would deposit amount, let's say their daily loss limit. So if your daily loss limit is 5K, you're going to deposit that, and that is your loss limit for the day. But some oaks put in the last 5K they've got, and now they're chasing this dream. And the thing is, guys, one trade is not going to make you rich. And that's unfortunately what guys fail to understand. It's a multiple of 100 to 1,000 trades consecutively, just inching away in the markets. And Bandile, what is your plan for the rest of the year? What do you guys have coming up? Anything exciting, anything new that you want to share with the traders?
So basically, like I'm still young, so I'm still figuring myself out, discovering, like trying to get it all figured out, so I'm taking things one step at a time, just like the move I just did, moved out of my parents' house. So now I'm in Joburg. Now I know that, okay, I need to do even bigger things, and achieve more things. Recently got a car, one step at a time, got an apartment, got a car. Now I want to focus on helping people, you know what I mean? So that's why I actually started a tour, So did Johannesburg, Cape Town, and I'm here to go teach in Durban, right? So mainly I'll say myself, obviously, I want to push and actually invest into other things, grow my capital, get more streams of income, and then in terms of for the people, I basically want to I just want to share the skill and the knowledge, I want to, because I know how it feels wanting to be a successful trader, because that's exactly how I started, that I always say this to when I have a group class, I always say that, guys, this is very emotional, because I was once in your seat, literally. I was once sitting in your chair, getting taught, now I'm the one in front. I never thought that I would be the one teaching, so I just basically want to help people out there, sharing the skill. I want the youth to be able to be independent, because it's not nice being dependent on someone else or your parents,
2 tips for traders struggling out there, or 3 even. What would you give them tips to basically just get out of that rut, and something that clicked for you that you feel is valuable that you can share for new and upcoming traders, or even traders that's been trading for years that's struggling still to be consistently profitable?
Okay. So I always say this, right? Everybody can analyze, right? But only a few people can execute. The main I'd say loophole, or the main challenge for traders nowadays, is that it's the execution part, So traders need to, and the execution part goes hand in hand with your psychology, First of all, you need to get rid of greed, You need to get rid of greed, because sometimes it does happen where you enter a trade and that trade is going in your direction. But now, because you're greedy, you're going to add on or scale in, or you're going to feel pressured by what people portray on Instagram, the full margin, Now you going full margin with your only 2K. If you blow that 2K, you're stuck. You know what I mean? So literally do things at your own lane, own pace. When the moments I'm not gonna lie, I was rushing quick profits also when I was starting. That's why it took me so long to be profitable. But then the minutes I sat down and realized that no, it's all about stacking up small profits, that's when my trading actually got better, So I was being realistic, you need to be realistic with the markets, you can't be having you can't have 2 months experience and then expect to make 20K, it's going to take time. So I was setting targets okay, I want to make 200 Rand a day, So then Monday trade 200 Rand, Tuesday 200 Rand. Some days it would be less, 150, but I would say I'd be 150 is better than nothing. Making 150 Rand is better than nothing, So, and then some days the market will actually, it's some days, sometimes the market rewards you for being disciplined, Sometimes you find out that you're going to close 500 now, It's the market knows that, okay, this one is being disciplined. Let me reward it. For real, because think about it. It's how many times I'm sure a lot of people listening to this can relate. Think about all those trades you entered. Maybe you got a late entry or you went full margin. It went against you. Now, compare it to the trades that you actually were disciplined to. you open maybe one position, you find that trade went into your direction. It's all about that. It's like the market knows that, okay, this guy's being disciplined, let me reward him. Oh, this guy's not being disciplined, let me sanitize him. Let me yeah.
I have to agree with Bandile there, and I think if you're struggling with that, like, get a poster or write something, put a sticky note on your screen, patience, because
trading plan.
Yeah, because trading is the only profession where you get paid to wait. And I've seen it myself where I overtraded. It was still a profitable week or month. And then I go and check the commissions I paid, and then it's like paid 50K in commissions, but I could have slashed those trades by half or even 70%, paid less commissions, got into better quality trades. And sometimes what guys fail to realize is not every day is a trading day. There are going to be days, even weeks. Last year, there were some instances where I would not take a trade for an entire week, sitting 8 to 10 hours a day, waiting for my setups to play out. You don't get a trade, walk away. You don't force a trade, because it's better to stay out of a trade than to try and force something and all of a sudden you sit with the hash. And the one thing I've seen new traders do is once a trade starts going against them, they start moving those stop losses. And then at one stage, when it gets close to margin call, then they start hedging. And then, guys, that is a mess. Like, please do not be that guy that hedges trades when it goes against you. Take your knock. But I promise you, it is never going to work out if you start hedging and thinking you're going to get out of the buys and the sells. That's just the trauma, PTSD for you. It's absolutely going to ruin your psychology. And just to add on to what Bandile said about executing, I think that is most probably the biggest killer, is when guys see a setup, they don't take it because they took some few bad trades, and all of a sudden the good trade they were actually waiting for plays out in front of their eyes, and then they don't have the confidence to enter that. And that also f***s up your psychology quite badly, because now every single time you're going to doubt your trade where you need to execute. And that's where risk management is also key, Bandile. If you're managing your risk, a 1 to 2% is not going to blow your account. It's going to give you the opportunity to come in again. But if you're going 50, 100% on one trade, that gives you a very narrow window of success, and you really need to be on top of it to every time hit 100% success rate. Bandile, really appreciate it, man. Guys, check out Bandile's page. We'll have all of his Instagram handles and his website, everything in the description of this video. Check him out, give him some love. Bandile, really appreciate having you on the pod. We'll definitely have a follow-up. I'll potentially ask Bandile to do a little bit of a technical session with us. Some of our guests,
like a live meeting, maybe.
Yes, we'll check if we can do something technical, potentially maybe a live stream, a live trading session. So I will chat with Bandile and the guys, and going forward, a lot of our previous guests we're also going to have on, because I think that is the important part of actually what it is we do. Like, it's nice knowing who you are, who taught you, what strategy you use, but guys want to see some charts, want to see what you actually see in the charts. So we'll definitely look at that. Bandile, thanks so much, man. Peace and love to all of the viewers. We will see you on the next pod. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you so much.